What's going on, Bulldog Nation? Welcome back to another video, man. It's your boy 2Times here once again for your entertainment, man. Today, guys, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, we're here to watch some scary and insanely creepy TikToks that's for sure gonna creep you out before you go to sleep. Shit, even before you wake up. So, man, stay tuned. Anyway, guys, without further ado, man, spark the blunt, watch the video. Let's get straight into it.
Army Research Laboratory. This one's from the CIA. There's another one from NASA.
Flat Earth.
This report documents
Cheers,
the
man.
definitions of linear aircraft model for the rigid aircraft of consistent mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. This comes right from our own government. Now, I have available 44 documents. Where do I get that to, sir?
You can go to the city clerk, please.
Which is this person here. So what I want is a law
Got the red cup.
that's passed that we can't teach anything about the globe. That we have to teach the truth of how things are.
From the documents to the imagery, they are not flying around a curve heading to outer space. They are flying over a stationary, flat plane. Stop falling for the illusions. Every rocket goes up and then levels out. Most of NASA's rockets launch from Florida and head towards the Bermuda Triangle. Well, besides the occasional... They're not shy about showing the truth in plain sight. 125 alleged miles up, and they show you our level horizon with a local sun.
It's crazy, man.
Then quickly switch cameras to their fisheye lens, as if that didn't just happen. You have to pick one. You can't have both. Looks as if their cameras go about as high as most hot air balloons do before they burst. Who do they think they're fooling? But let me guess. You saw the curvature in the images from satellites. The thousands of magical orbiting aluminum tin cans floating in space.
Yep.
It's all animation and games until one comes crashing down on your squad.
That's true.
Many crashed satellites have been reported the world over. And the one thing they all have in common is giant helium balloons attached to them. Of course, satellite technology is real. We get our weather information, communication equipment, and even some internet service from them.
I would think a satellite is way bigger than
Look up
that.
Google Loon, for example. It's not that they wouldn't use the magical floating satellites if they could.
Look at the fucking
It's that
balloon.
they don't physically exist, nor does the globe. They have been sending these up one at a time since it all began. I will allow them to explain it.
And he got a patent on that in
Crazy.
1950. And those early balloons were so large, they didn't have any way to launch them, except they actually launched them from aircraft carriers.
In the middle of the
Modern
ocean,
scientific ballooning was born.
so nobody can see.
It's also the genesis for NASA's newly developed super pressure balloon.
The reason for super pressure ballooning is they have absolutely stable altitude, day, night, and it doesn't matter how cold the atmosphere is. They are sealed.
So your shape is always the same, you always displace the same amount of air, and therefore you have the same amount of buoyancy all the time.
This day-to-night altitude stability allows super pressure balloons and the
Hi, I'm Matt, and this is NASA Now.
NASA's been using balloons for science research for over 30 years. The exploration that can be done on balloons is continuing to grow. Standard balloon that I fly is about 660 feet long when it's made. So when it's inflated, it's over 400 feet tall by 440 feet wide.
Will you still be drinking
That's
Prime drink
crazy.
after knowing this?
That's
This guy
fucking
dug
huge.
deep into the ingredients, explains why you want to avoid it.
Prime energy drink, made popular by these two social media celebrities, Logan Paul and KSI. Actually, I have no idea who this guy is. Well, they look very responsible as they are influencers. So let's break down what these influencers are promoting. Ice pop flavor. It says naturally flavored. It seems good on their website. As you know, on this channel, we always read the back. It says up here that this is only 10% coconut water. That 10% coconut water is coming from concentrate. It's juice that has been reduced down to a thick syrup. So the water's removed and it's just a syrup sugar. Natural flavor. That means you're taking something natural and you're chemically altering it in a lab to produce different flavors. The artificial sweetener sucralose. It's made from sugar in a multi-step chemical process. There are some nasty side effects of sucralose. As if that wasn't enough artificial sweetener, now they're adding acesulfame potassium. Acid-sulfate potassium contains a carcinogen called methylene chloride, which can cause headaches, depression, nausea, mental confusion, liver effects, kidney effects, visual disturbances, and cancer. Seriously, stop listening to these influencers.
Not cancer. See, that's the shit that gets you. Is that real? That shit looks real, man. Oh, that shit's something that's falling out the sky and shit. Oh man, what is that? That shit look fake as hell. Look at that satellite. That shit look fake, bro. Look at that shit. It's crazy, man. You don't even know what's real anymore.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for Secretary Albright. Why bomb Iraq when other countries have committed similar violations? Turkey, for example. Can I finish? For example, Turkey has bombed Kurdish citizens. Saudi Arabia has tortured political and religious dissidents. Why does the U.S. apply different standards of justice to these countries?
Let me say that when there are problems such as you have described, we point them out and make very clear our opposition to them. But there is no one that has done to his people or to his neighbors what Saddam Hussein has done, or what he is thinking about doing. I am very...
About Indonesia. Well, you've turned my microphone off.
That Saddam Hussein has produced weapons of mass destruction, which he's clearly not collecting for his own personal pleasure, but in order to use, and therefore he is qualitatively and quantitatively different from every brutal dictator that has appeared recently, and we are very concerned about him specifically and what his plans might be.
Thank you.
The United States is just as evil,
My
man.
microphone is off. There we are. What do you have to say about dictators of countries like Indonesia, who we sell weapons to, yet they are slaughtering people in East Timor? What do you have to say about Israel, who is slaughtering Palestinians, who impose martial law? What do you have to say about that? Those are our allies. Why do we sell weapons to these countries? Why do we support them? Why do we bomb Iraq when it commits similar problems?
There are various examples of things that are not right in this world, and the United States is trying...
Bullshit.
I really am surprised that people feel that it is necessary to defend the rights of Saddam Hussein, when what we ought to be thinking about is how to make sure that he does not use weapons of mass destruction.
It's crazy how she flipped it.
Who are shouting? Just a moment.
I'm not defending them in the least. What I am saying is that there needs to be consistent application of U.S. foreign policy. We cannot support people who are committing the same violations because they are political allies. That is not acceptable. We cannot violate UN resolutions when it is convenient to us. You're not answering my question, Madam Albright.
No, she's not. She's not around me.
Study carefully what American foreign policy is, what we have said exactly about the cases that you have mentioned. Every one of them have been pointed out. Every one of them we have clearly stated our policy on. And if you would like, as a former professor, I would be delighted to spend 50 minutes with you describing exactly what we are doing on those subjects.
Secretary Albright had already said she was willing to meet with some of you after the forum. Let's respect that. The more time you take shouting, the more time you take away from people who have questions. Secretary, I do have a brief follow-up, and that is on this point. There are many countries that have these biological and chemical weapons. 6 countries in the Middle East alone You've stated why Saddam Hussein should be singled out, but it is puzzling to people to wonder why it's okay for these other countries to have biological and chemical weapons, but not.
I think that it is clear that other countries have weapons of mass destruction. It is a question of whether there is a proclivity to use them. And Saddam Hussein is a repeat offender. And I think it is very important for us to make clear that the United States and the civilized world cannot deal with somebody who is willing to use those weapons of mass destruction on his own people, not to speak of his neighbors. Yes, sir.
2024
That's
is
crazy.
already looking off to be so crazy.
They flipped that
today? January 9th. That's it. 9 days into the year. And already there has been the earthquake in Japan. The Miami incident. The portal with the 10-foot tall creatures. Also the Sky Daddy, Sky Man. Have you even seen that one? That's weird. The Epstein list. Stephen Hawkins.
Fat. The fuck.
Cat Williams.
One of us had to cut off all their hair. Couldn't do the sideburn thing
saw
no
that
more
video,
with
man.
the
That
points.
interview.
How about these bodies? These 200 plus bodies that were found buried behind a Mississippi jail.
215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves.
People in Indiana are literally getting boarded inside of their apartments while still being inside.
There's still people in these apartments. There's people living here with their kids.
And we've also just been hit with an extreme weather watch across the entire United States. It's been predicted that it is going to get so cold. We've also been advised to prep our houses in California for the big one, the big earthquake. What is going on with 2024?
Facts, yo. What is going on, man, with 2024, bro? Holy, bro. Like, I can't even, like, how do you prepare for all this? This is all coming in at once. You know what I'm saying? The aliens, the weather, the earthquakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck going on. Like, bro, it's really like the end times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sad to say, God forbid. But, bro, I don't know. It's getting crazy out there, guys. It's getting crazy. Get tuned in, man. You know what I'm saying? Get tuned in. Figure out what you got to do for real to save yourself and your family. And remember, man, you can't save everybody. You're not going to be able to save everybody, but you save who you can. But other than that, man, I hope you guys did enjoy that video. I definitely did, man. Them shits was interesting. There's a lot of hidden things in there that they don't want out here in the news. So that's why you got to stay tuned in, man. Stay tapped in, you feel me? Yeah, man, subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment, any ideas, your thoughts on the videos, or if you just want to argue a little bit, you feel me? I'm down for that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out my last video. And we out. Peace.